The Oldsmobile Bravada is a midsize SUV first introduced in 1990 and running through 2004 before it was discontinued along with the rest of the Oldsmobile brand. This 2002 is part of the third and final generation that was sold from the 2002 to 2004 model year, and it was the last new Oldsmobile model ever brought to market. The Bravada is a sibling to the Chevy Trailblazer, the GMC Envoy, the Isuzu Ascender, and after it was discontinued, it was replaced by the Buick Rainier and the Saab 97X. That whole grouping of SUVs is otherwise known as the GMT 360, and for this generation it saw an all-new platform and new powertrains that resulted in a nice improvement in performance. They grew quite a bit as well in terms of size. The Bravada in particular grew 6.6 inches in length, 4.2 inches in width, 5.8 inches in height, and it put on 350 pounds. Within the GMT 360 grouping of SUVs, the Bravada was actually the first one to hit the market. Then we saw the Trailblazer, which was the high volume seller, the Envoy, which was a premium alternative to that, the Isuzu Ascender, which was kind of a niche player. But among those SUVs, the Bravada was intended to be the more premium option. It's got a more car-like look to it, more luxurious. It's got a lot more luxury and tech features inside that come standard. And that's why when Oldsmobile was discontinued, we saw the Buick Rainier and the Saab 97X take its place to kind of fill that gap within the more premium section of this segment. On the Bravada, starting at the front, you can see that it's got kind of a traditional Oldsmobile front end, a pretty simple design here. Got this chrome element that encompasses the headlight fixture and the grille on each side. And then the bumper's got kind of these two hidden slits in here to help get some more of that air back into the engine compartment, but it's got kind of the illusion of not really having much of a grille on the front. Coming over the side, we've got a reflector and a side light, and then we've got fog lights down below in the bumper. Now this was definitely the era of tacked on plastics, and the Bravada's got a lot of that. You can see along the side here, we've got this plastic panel coming from the midsection of the door all the way down to the back with a pretty dramatic groove cutting through, and we've also got the plastic fender flares. You'll see on our mirrors that we've got integrated blinkers down here on the bottom. Mirrors are also heated. Up top we've got integrated side rails and crossbars. And then it comes with a set of 17-inch wheels. Coming around to the back, looks pretty similar to the Trailblazer here. One thing that I always thought was really interesting about these SUVs is this gap on the light where it looks like it's kind of bulging out from the back. Obviously it was intentional, but it almost looks like that element was done by mistake. You'll see we've got the Smart Track lettering here indicating this is an all-wheel drive model, and then the lettering for the Bravada and the Oldsmobile are also gold to give it that more premium look. Down below in the bumper you'll see we've got integrated blinkers, got our tow package, and then this rear window opens separately from the hatch, so we can push on this button here to open up the top glass panel. Really nice, so that if you've got the vehicle loaded up with things, they don't all fall out on you when you open the larger rear hatch, but we do have that ability if you need a larger opening. So all around a pretty good looking vehicle. I actually was pretty fond of the Bravada when it first came out. I think that within this grouping of SUVs, it definitely has kind of a more simple, conservative, premium look to it, and it's a nice option within the segment for this era. Looking inside the Bravada, you'll see that it's pretty characteristic of GM vehicles from this era. It's got kind of a funky design with a lot of kind of cheaper plastics, but it still comes with a really nice level of standard options and features. Got leather seating surfaces throughout, leather wrapped steering wheel, some faux wood insets. We've got power windows, power door locks, power heated mirrors, heated seats for the driver and front passenger. Got memory settings for 2 drivers. You see our driver's seat is full power with lumbar support. Got our controls left of the steering column here for the headlights, fog lights, dimmer switch for the instrument cluster, and dome light. On the steering wheel, we've got climate control in the upper left here, so you can adjust the fan speed and temperature on this side. Pretty cool feature. Got audio controls over here on the right hand side. number of vehicle settings down here in the bottom right, and fuel economy and trip information here in the bottom left. You'll see on the instrument cluster, we've got a pretty nice simple look here. Center dash, a couple vents with our audio system below that. We've got AM/FM radio and CD player, and you'll see we've got a Bose premium audio system, so really nice sound characteristics. Below that, we've got our climate control, which is a dual zone system for the driver and front passenger. Of course, we've got heat and air conditioning. Got our control down below here for the rear windshield wiper with 3 speeds. To the right of that, we've got a cigarette lighter and another 12-volt outlet. Cup holder in the middle. Gear shifter, emergency brake, another cup holder, and nice large center console here. Our mirror is self-dimming and has OnStar integrated. It's also got a temperature readout in the upper right-hand corner. And then up above, you'll see you've got controls for 3 garage door openers, compartment for sunglasses, and another compartment here. Looking into the rear seat, you'll see that it's quite spacious, plenty of leg, head, and shoulder room. Center console's got a couple vents to bring heat and air to the rear. We've got some audio controls below that for the rear passengers. And you'll see we've got some headphone jacks, so you can use the vehicle audio system with those headphone jacks and actually turn off the speakers in the rear of the vehicle when that's activated. Also got a 12-volt outlet here and 2 cup holders down below that. Our seats also fold up in a 60-40 split. You can pull on this little strap here to pull up the seat bottom. Got a lever over on this side to drop down that seat back to further increase rear cargo area. And coming around to the back, you'll see that it's very spacious back here, plenty of cargo space. The square dimensions help to really maximize this area. Below the floorboard, we've got a little storage compartment. On the driver's side, another built-in storage compartment here. We've got a privacy cover that is removable. Helps to conceal objects when the hatch is closed. And then on the driver's side, this is pretty cool. This little hatch opens up and we've got an inflator that's built in. So you'll see that there's a little valve and then a switch to power the inflator. And then we've also got a 12-volt outlet down below here. The Bravada is available in rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and it's got a 4.2-liter inline 6-cylinder with 275 horsepower and 275 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to a 4-speed automatic transmission, good for a 0 to 60 time of about 9 seconds, max tow capacity of 5,800 pounds, and an EPA rating of 14 miles per gallon in the city and 19 to 20 miles per gallon on the highway. Well, the Bravada is 18 years old, so it's definitely starting to show its age, but still a pretty nice vehicle for this era. If you look back at what was available at its time, I'd say it was definitely one of the nicer options. It offers a pretty good overall ride that's fairly smooth and comfortable. Handling is decent, and pretty good standard engine as well. Some people complain that on the Bravada you couldn't get the optional V8 that was available on some of the other models within the GMT 360 grouping, but the 4.2-liter 6-cylinder really isn't all that bad. 275 horsepower and 275 pound-feet of torque is quite good. 0 to 60 in 9, not super quick, but again, not a lot of SUVs at this time that were that quick. And 5,800 pound tow capacity is pretty good as well, especially for a 6-cylinder. The Bravada comes with some really nice standard options and features, certainly much more heavily loaded in base form than what you're going to see on the Trailblazer and the Envoy, and with other vehicles in this class it was quite competitive. To get a Bose premium audio system, leather seating surfaces that are heated, dual zone climate control, the tire inflator that we've got in the back, a lot of really nice features for this class. So there you go, that's a look at the third and final generation of the Oldsmobile Bravada. Pretty nice SUV all around, and certainly a nice option within this segment for its time. Didn't sell in the same high sales volumes that you got with the Trailblazer and the Envoy, but it's essentially the same SUV with more standard options and features, and a great option to consider if you're looking to get into a quality used SUV. If you have any comments or questions on the Bravada, leave them in the section below. For more car reviews, be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.